Hello and welcome to the United Community Channel. We're back with another Manchester United news show. My name is Jack. Great to see you all again, as usual, guys. And plenty to talk about tonight. An awful lot to talk about. First and foremost, as anybody can see that's watching on YouTube, the headline is Jim Ratcliffe's war cry. And, obviously he's been, in and around Manchester, at Old Trafford, at Carrington. He's met with staff and he's got some very important things to say. And basically, he's prioritising trophies over money being made by the club, which is goddamn long overdue. So we're going to talk about that. Plenty to talk about there. We're also going to talk then as well a little bit about transfers. Anthony Martial supposedly has had an offer made, and it is from a Turkish club. So they want to get him now before he's free, with less maybe competition in the summer. They want to get him now and they're willing to pay for him. So we're going to talk about that. Take it, please. Please take it. We're also going to talk about Jadon Sancho as well. Obviously, as we know, he's probably should have been in Dortmund by now and in Germany and looking to meet up. There was a bit of a delay. His flight didn't go as it should, but we're going to talk about that as well. Plenty of other things to talk about as well, guys. We're going to talk about a potential left-back coming back from loan from Spain, because there is interest from other clubs for him as well. And United going to pull the trigger on that. And then, of course, we're also going to talk about anything that you want to talk about. So get your comments in, get your opinions in. Let me know what you think is going on. Are you happy? Are you pissed off about Ratcliffe, whatever it may be? Who have we got in the chat? Niall is in. Good to see you. Reese is there as well. Matthew is in as well. And Ben is in as well. Good to see you guys. TikTok, we've got Cheese, the Ogmeister. Who else have we got in there? Tiernan is in. Thanks for the follow. Paddy. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. Smash a like on the video if you haven't already done so. Hit subscribe or follow if you're new, and we'll jump straight into it. But anyway, look, anybody on TikTok, guys, any of the articles we're talking about, they're live over on the screen on YouTube. If you want to come over, check them out as we're looking at them as well. Link is on my homepage. Head over to YouTube, hit subscribe, get into the chat there as well. Martin is in as well. Can we talk about Mbappe to Liverpool? You can talk about it all you want. It ain't never going to happen, my man. Living in cuckoo land, as Roy Keane would say. But let's jump straight into it, guys. Jim Ratcliffe has been speaking the right words over the last few days. He really, really has. He's been talking, he's been whispering sweet nothings into Manchester United fans' ears. I don't want money. I want trophies. Oh, Jim, stop it, man. Stop it. Will ya? But yeah, look, so Jim Ratcliffe, the new co-owner of Manchester United, has shared a bold and ambitious vision for the club's future. Speaking to Manchester United staff, Ratcliffe emphasised his commitment to steering the club back to its glory days, focusing on winning the biggest trophies and creating an elite environment. Now, first and foremost, we're never getting back to the kind of glory days that Manchester United had in the 90s and 2000s, because it's just not feasible anymore. There's a lot more competition, a lot more clubs have progressed and have improved, so on and so forth. But I like what he's saying. Ratcliffe's approach starkly contrasts with the previous hierarchy. In recent all-hands meeting at Old Trafford, he expressed his dissatisfaction with United's performance over the past decade. Unlike the former chief executive Richard Arnold, who spoke of closing in and making progress on rivals like Manchester City, Ratcliffe was blunt about the need for significant improvements. This straight talking and honesty about the club's current state was well received by the staff. And why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? Because, happy staff means that, we're doing something right. Prioritizing silverware over revenue, making a shift from the club's recent commercial-centric approach. He has emphasized that his 1.3 billion investment is not about financial returns, but about restoring United's winning legacy. Ratcliffe, a lifelong United fan, plans to infuse $300 million more, signaling, Jesus, that was a tongue twister, the beginning of major upgrades at Old Trafford and Carrington's training grounds. Joined by Sir Dave Brailsford, Ineos Director of Sport, Ratcliffe is already setting the stage for an overhaul of United's structure and personnel. Brailsford, known for his success in cycling, is considered an audit of the club's systems and has started engaging with staff and players. It all sounds good. It all sounds good, doesn't it? And this is exactly what we need. We've been misguided for so long. And I said this as well when Ratcliffe was announced. Obviously, the majority of Manchester United fans, not all of us, but the majority of Manchester United fans wanted the Glazers gone and wanted, a full takeover. And that meant Qatar taking over Manchester United. However, when Ratcliffe was announced as the winner, I said on numerous occasions on our lives like this that it can only be a positive thing. It can only be a positive thing because he has spent more time at Old Trafford and in Carrington with staff and working actually at Manchester United in the past 2 or 3 days than the Glazers have in 19 years nearly. And that says an awful lot. He is looking at and thankfully putting, by all accounts, the right people into the right areas. We've already spoken about, the likes of Jean-Claude Blanc coming in as CEO, technical director then as Sir Dave Brailsford. We're talking about Dan Ashworth or Paul Mitchell then as footballing director. These are all people who are top of their game. I'm top of my game. And it's a breath of fresh air. It really is. Now, let's take it all with a pinch of salt. This is just, obviously positioning and posturing some way, shape or form. He is trying to make the right noises. And, he's making these noises because he knows he's going to have to go and back it up if he says it now, in his first couple of days. And that's a good thing for Manchester United. It really is. And Manchester United fans. As we can see here as well, Sir Jim and Sir Dave Brailsford have told Manchester United staff of their intention to drive the club back to the top of the English game. Sir Dave Brailsford has led a number of group chats in which he referred to Manchester United's performance challenge, which was his way of highlighting the chronic underperformance in recent years. Yeah, exactly. So everybody so far seems to be pulling in the right direction over the last few days. And it's good news. It really is good news. And it's something that, Manchester United fans can be positive about. We really can. Let's see what people are saying. Matthew says, Martial honestly needs to leave. We'll talk about Martial in a few moments. Let's see. Oshin is in. Good to see you, pal. I don't know what that is. Oh, yeah, it's a link to Anfield Agenda for Martin. I love it. Well, he has the Jupe account here as a member, so he can be. Oh, yeah, okay. So no one is talking about what we're talking about, right? Okay. All good news. Now, what does this mean for Erik ten Hag? Because we've been talking recently that is Jim Ratcliffe. Is he going to be disposing of Erik ten Hag? Is he going to be backing him? Is he going to make a change? We've heard of Graham Potter, so on and so forth. Reports today from Jamie Jackson, and obviously Jamie Jackson is in The Guardian and The Observer, has been saying that barring a disastrous run of results, Erik ten Hag's job is not in immediate jeopardy, as Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Sir Dave Brailsford priority is to thoroughly analyse what is going wrong with understanding how to strengthen the club. And I think this is the right approach to take. I really do. Because why would you come in and instantly sack a manager that, has been behind the scenes, has got his feet under the desk and has been going through a pretty difficult time so far this season? I think it's quite clear that, and I think it's a smart thing to not come in and pull the trigger straight away. I don't think that Manchester United fans' opinion when it comes to, changing managers and so forth should really matter. I really don't, because, the majority of fans want Erik ten Hag to stay, in my opinion. That's, the feeling I've gotten from, fans like yourselves who are commenting on videos and, getting involved in lives and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, it's not our decision. We're not getting paid. We're just giving our opinions. Now, we are the people who watch Manchester United on a weekly basis, sometimes twice a week. We do these shows, 5 times a week as well. We're ingrained in Manchester United and we want Manchester United to be successful. So it is a valid reason that, we can have an opinion, and we should have an opinion, but subsequently it doesn't really make a difference. Now, is opinion from Manchester United fans in the past, has it swayed managerial appointments or changes? Probably. I think Solskjaer at the end, Mourinho was getting a bit toxic at the end as well. Manchester United fans were getting a bit sick of it. So I think there's a general consensus, and I think Manchester United fans tend to know the right move to make, and the club tend to make a similar decision. Now, I think Jim Ratcliffe would be very naive if he was coming in to Manchester United and in the first couple of days he pulls the trigger on changing the manager without getting the sense and the feel from what the fans are talking about. We know for a fact that Manchester United monitor social media and the kind of the feeling and the positivity or the negativity subsequently that Manchester United fans are feeling in regards to certain topics. Manchester United as a club, under the previous ownership, and whether that continues or not, but they monitor what the fans are talking about and the kind of atmosphere within the fan base. And I think it would be silly for Jim Ratcliffe not to do the same. He doesn't want to alienate himself coming straight into Manchester United and bringing in Graham Potter, for example. So I think it's the right thing just to take a step back, relax for a moment, give Eric Ten Hag minimum to the end of the season. Let's get all these players back fit, like Martinez, like Mount, like Casemiro, so on and so forth. And let's have a good second half to the season, if possible. Now, if by the summer, Eric Ten Hag is, putting in or getting performances back like we've gotten so far this season, then okay, I will be, not that I will, like I said last night, I think Eric Ten Hag should get till this time next year. I would like to see him get a minimum of one summer transfer window under the new structure that Jim Ratcliffe is bringing in. But if we have a disastrous second half to the season and we finish outside, the top six, or, let's say, we do what we're doing at the moment. We win half the games, we lose half the games. I think it's quite fair then that Eric Ten Hag potentially loses his job if that's what Jim Ratcliffe decides to do. But I would still like to see him given an opportunity to try and improve the squad under the umbrella of Sir Jim Ratcliffe and a football director, a technical director, CEO, so on and so forth. Let's see what people are saying in the chat here as well. Get your comments in, guys. We'll get down through them. Ben says, Sir Jim is making the right steps so far. Early days, but positive signs. Exactly. Now, look, these are all positive steps. He has to go out and he has to back this up now. It's not all about you, Jack. That is true, Oisin. That is true. It's all about the community, isn't it? Niall says, no one's listening to you, Jack. We're just trying to get Martin on the right road here. Bear with us. That's no problem, guys. He better not get rid of Eric Ten Hag. Need to give him more time and prove all the fake fans wrong. Show how good he is. There we go. I agree with you on that one, Reese. Matthew says, I'd give Eric Ten Hag more time now. There's an owner that cares more than the Glazers and will have more help in the background. Finn says, Sir Jim will fix it. Easy up there. That was the title of last night's show as well. So, Oisin says, if there's a review, Eric Ten Hag could be in bother. He'll have to explain Anthony and Mount. I'll take my time on Mount. Let's give Mount till the end of the season, like we did last season with Anthony. I think it's only fair. He's been injured, but he does need to up his game. He's played like 7 games for us, though. If Potter comes in, I might end up using that link I shared. Yeah. No, don't ever do that. Don't even joke about that. Anthony has by far got to be the worst transfer. He needs to be dropped at least. And Ben says, would Ten Hag have to explain Anthony? Is he signed him early for 30 to 40 million like he wanted to? So there you go. Let's talk about a different Anthony. Nice little segue there. And let's go and talk about Anthony Martial. Now, boys, lads, and ladies, and children of all ages, D-Generation X proudly presents to you the WWF Tag Team Champions of the World, the Road Dogg Jesse J. Anyway, that's for 90s kids who grew up watching the Attitude Era. brilliant. Anyway, Anthony Martial, supposedly, these were reports today saying he could extend his stay if he reduces his salary. Okay. And every Manchester United fan, bar Anthony Martial's mother, went, oh, fuck. No, please, no, please, no. That's not what we want. But it does sound like these reports were a little bit premature, okay? Because subsequently it came out after that Manchester United do expect Anthony Martial to leave Old Trafford, whether it will be this transfer window for a fee or in the summer for free. So Martial will leave. He will not be offered a contract extension. Now, touch. All right. This then happened, supposedly. Clubs in Saudi Arabia, as well as Turkish club Fenerbahce, are understood to be interested in signing Anthony Martial in this transfer window. Okay, that's this transfer window. And we also heard from other reports suggesting that Fenerbahce have made an €8 million offer for underwhelming Manchester United forward. Anybody that follows me on TikTok, these people here have probably seen that I put up a TikTok today going, for the love of God, please take it. Please take it. You know what I mean? Please take it because we spent 50 million on him. Okay. So we've had him for 9 years now. It's not money well spent, 50 million down the drain. Tony Marshall scores again. So yeah, it's been a very frustrating few years for Anthony Martial at Manchester United. And the fact now that we could potentially get a transfer fee in for him when we've tried to get him out of the club on numerous occasions over the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, Jesus, I will take the hand and all off you. I will drive him to the airport. I will learn how to fly a plane and fly him to Turkey, if that's what it takes for United to get 7 million, And I'm not taking, skipping over the fact that 7 million will go a long way towards the FFP, regulations that we're coming up against. And, 7 million could be us signing a, back up to Rasmus Højlund if it means we can inject a little bit more money or so. Now, look, I do think that 7 million is not going to mean that we can go out and actually sign players on permanent deals. But it will certainly take a little bit of the pressure off in terms of financial fair play as well. He's had such an underwhelming career at Manchester United. It's crazy. And I think the quicker we can get rid of him, the better. Oshin says, I also think if we lose 50% of the games, it'll be down to the manner of the loss. If they show signs of progression, it'll be worth keeping them. There we go. You need to carry on that intro. Yeah. What were they called? The Road Dog Jesse James and the Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws. And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you. Fuck it. Anyway, sorry. Niall says 7 million is peanuts, but it's better than nothing in the summer. I'm only saying he had, as he had full control, more or less, he could have walked away, says Oshin. 7 million euro for Martial is great. I'd take €7 for him at this stage. Might cover Sancho's wages while he's on loan. Exactly. I mean, it all counts and it all adds up. It really does. But Anthony Martial needs to get gone and needs to get gone as quickly as possible. Anya says, we want players that have belief around the place. Exactly. And again, look, I mean, his injury record hasn't been, anywhere close to being good the last season and a half. So I think it's time for Anthony Martial to move on. I hope he does go in this transfer window, because if he doesn't, we're going to lose him for free. Now, if Anthony Martial goes, we are going to have to go in and try and sign a striker in January. We will. It's just as simple as that, because, Martial is the backup to Rasmus Højlund when he's fit. Now, he's been out with illness the past 4 weeks, I think, minimum 5 weeks nearly. And that's basically Erik ten Hag saying, you're not part of my plans. You're not in the squad. Bye-bye. We know Marcus Rashford struggles playing in the number 9, playing through the middle. We need to sign a striker in January. whether that be a Garassi for 17.5 million. I did hear reports today that we're not going to be going for Choupo-Moting, who's 34. We want to get a younger player in. Obviously, talks to Timo Werner as well. These are all going to be, I think Timo Werner would be a loan deal, but you could get Garassi for 17.5 million because that's his release clause. So if you're taking Anthony Martial, you're taking £7 million for him. You're only paying 10.5 million then for Garassi, and you're getting a 27-year-old in who's banging in goals in the Bundesliga at the moment. Now, that doesn't necessarily translate into goals in the Premier League, but you are getting a player in that would be, looking to score goals and hungry to score goals. And we haven't seen Anthony Martial hungry in a long time, except in the canteen at Carrington. Darcy says, if we play Garnacho out on the wing and Rashford up forward, we would be grand. Rashford can't play through the middle. He's not good at it. He really isn't. Let's see what other people are saying here. 7 million, better than a slap in the face from a wet fish, says John. Absolutely. Thoughts on Alicia rumor, says Killian. Yeah, look, Alicia is going to be a summer deal, but we are going to have competition. Supposedly, Man City are looking at him as well. So are Liverpool. He's going to be hot property in the summer. Anthony says, Martial, a huge waste of talent. Could have been a top player, but his attitude was poor. Yeah, I mean, it was consistency levels as well, wasn't it? I mean, he had a Ballon d'Or clause in his transfer to Manchester United. We would have owed Monaco, I think it was, an extra 5 million if he wins the Ballon d'Or. So, yeah, I don't think it ever got better than that goal against Liverpool on his debut. Obviously, he scored, the winner against Everton in the FA Cup semi-final. But I think he peaked on his first game ever for Manchester United, scoring against Liverpool in the Stretford End. I didn't get much better than that for him. Is this it? Says loan or buy Werner and play him in a false nine. We tried and tested it pre-season and it looked good. Scribs says would take Kyogo from Celtic in January as well. And Anya says it'd be good to see Martinez back. Anyway, guys, let's move it on. And let's talk about Jadon Sancho, because as we know, his move to Borussia Dortmund is imminent. DJ says, just got here and hope all is well. Wild to hear an offer received from Martial, who made a bid. It was Fenerbahce, DJ, from Turkey. But anyway, look, Sancho supposedly, obviously is getting closer to a move to Borussia Dortmund. 6-month loan deal. However, he was supposed to fly out today, and this morning his flight was cancelled for no reason. Now, according to reports, Borussia Dortmund and Manchester United have reached an agreement in principle for the loan of Jadon Sancho until the end of the season. The two clubs have agreed on the broad outlines, but there are still some important details to be resolved. That's coming from the Times. It also says then that Jadon Sancho's loan move is unlikely to include a buy option. Okay, now we did say last night that, would it be a good move from Manchester United to actually include a buy option for Dortmund? And I think it's probably the best thing for all parties. Well, for Manchester United specifically, not all parties. I think it's better for Manchester United to not have an option to buy for Borussia Dortmund. Now, this all depends on whether Jadon Sancho goes to Borussia Dortmund and plays well. And I think if he does go and play well and he scores a few goals and his stock rises, I think one of two things can happen. Some other reports have suggested today that Jadon Sancho has not given up on his Manchester United career, and that this loan deal is just kind of a breakaway to maybe, cool the waters between him and Erik ten Hag over the next few months. And basically what it reads to me is Jadon Sancho wants to still outlast Erik ten Hag at Manchester United. One of two things can happen here, and it all depends on whether Jadon Sancho plays well for Borussia Dortmund over the next 6 months or not. One thing is he will come back in the summer if he plays well, and United will go, well, look, we're letting go of Erik ten Hag, and we're bringing in, me, okay? And I'm going in as manager. Would you want to keep Jadon Sancho, Mr. Points, or do you want us to sell him? he doesn't fit the way I want to play. I'd like you to sell him. Okay, brilliant. He played well at Borussia Dortmund. Off we go. You go and sell him, or you keep him. Or he's, Jim Ratcliffe says to the incoming manager, you're going to keep Jadon Sancho, and he comes back and plays for Manchester United. I don't think he would be too popular with the fan base, but it would be an executive decision. Alternatively, he plays well for Dortmund, and they don't have a buy option, but they can enter in they can, offer us a transfer fee if they wish to do so. You might attract interest from other parties then in the meantime. And then that means that you are, subsequently getting a better price for a player, when you've got more than one club looking for him. Now, again, there is an alternative here, and Jadon Sancho goes to Borussia Dortmund and plays absolutely fucking dirt. And then he comes back to United in the summer because there's no buy option. And even though there is a buy, even if there was a buy option and he went there and played dirt, Dortmund wouldn't take up the offer anyway. But then he comes back to Manchester United in the summer and we're stuck with him again. We're trying to offload him. Nobody wants to pay him his wages. Nobody will give us 25 million for him. I think 25 million would be, I'd take the hand and all off you for 25 million now. And I think you probably would see a number of teams take a chance on Jadon Sancho if they could get him for 25 million. Maybe a Juventus or an Atletico Madrid, maybe teams like that. The stumbling block in the summer then would be wages. He's on. Let me see what he's on. But I think he's on. Yeah, he's on 300 grand a week. He's on £300,000 a week. And what, Juventus are not going to pay that. Atletico Madrid are not going to pay it. No other team in the Premier League are going to pay it. Bayern wouldn't pay it. So he is going to have to take a pay cut. And then it comes down to the attitude of the player. He's going to go, well, fuck. Yeah, especially if Erik ten Hag is still there. He'd probably go, do you know what? Do what you want. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to pick up my checks, play FIFA till fucking 4 a.m. and go party every weekend. And he's entitled to do that because United gave him silly money under a previous regime. And that's the worry and that's the concern with Jadon Sancho. Let's see what people on TikTok are saying here first. Sancho will never put in the United or will never put in the United badge again. Chairman has spoken, says Chris. Nathan, thanks for the follow. It's much appreciated. Let's see what other people are saying here. Hunter says, I doubt we could even get 15 for Sancho. He's worth maybe 12, 13. I disagree. I think he's worth a lot more. I think there's an awful lot of potential there. He hasn't fulfilled it. And I think you would probably see a couple of teams or clubs take a chance on him at 25 million if they could get him on lower wages. Anthony says Dortmund would hardly be willing to pay 50% of his 300k a week. He's getting at United, ? No, United are going to be paying one. I think Dortmund are only willing to pay a third of his wages, so give him 100 grand a week, and we're going to be paying the rest. So we're taking, I think it's, is it 5 million? A €5 million loan package, and we're going to be paying 2/3 of his wages. I mean, Dortmund have just pulled their pants straight down, and gone, haha. Hunter says that's Sancho's mindset, and I don't blame him at this point. You don't blame him for not wanting to play for Manchester United. I couldn't disagree with you more. So you think it's okay for a guy to pick up, like if you were going in to your job, picking up your check every Thursday, Hunter, and not doing any of your work, how long would you last there? You know what I mean? I think it's disgraceful what he's doing. And I think it's right that we're trying to get rid of him as quickly as possible. Bugsy says Sancho is quality, just didn't work at United. Like most other players, he will do well anywhere. Well, look, I hope he does well. I hope he goes and has a good career, but it's not going to be at Manchester United because it's just gone too far. Hunter says, no, that's not what I meant. They're not putting him in the team, and it's clear they're not going to. Yeah, I agree. Kevin says, if you could take one player back from the Fergie era in the absolute prime, who would you take? That's a good question. I would take either Roy Keane in his prime or Wayne Rooney in his prime. Wayne Rooney. up front in his prime. Unbelievable. Let's see. Sancho, yeah, we read that one out. Points out, says Oshin. Points as manager, we're screwed. He loves the Glazers. Don't you worry. See what I done on Football Manager last night. Guys, if you're not watching the Football Manager series as well, go check it out once we're finished here as well. I've got episode 6 up. You can watch the long version, which is an hour and a half long, which is our live, which we do every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock and Thursday night at 9 o'clock. Or I've got the cut version. Episode 6 went live at 5 o'clock today. Go check them out. Start at episode number 1. Work your way through. We're doing really well. And get involved on a Tuesday and Thursday night at 9 o'clock as well. We do our Football Manager live streams as well. Like when Martial was trash in Spain and no one wanted him, says DJ. Normal for United, it seems. 300k a week, but crying about being judged by his boss. What a joke. Spot on. Every word of that is spot on. Chris says, gangster manager under review for actually engaging in contract talks with Sancho's camp. Yeah, but it's not real life. It's not real life. You know what I mean? I just want to win the fucking Premier League. And if Sancho's scoring 20 goals a season for United in Football Manager, then I'm giving him a new contract. DJ says, we seem to always end up paying the majority of wages because no one wants to take on our crazy wages for players. Absolutely. Pants down with no loops, says Oshin. Yep, there we go. DJ says, I watched the first episode. It was good. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Potential return from loan from another player of Manchester United, and that's Alvaro Fernandez. Granada concerned about Manchester United recalling loanee left back. Reports are suggesting that Alvaro Fernandez could be recalled by Manchester United from his loan at Granada this month, as Benfica are interested in signing him. This is coming out at quite a I suppose an interesting time, considering the fact that we literally just ended Reguilon's loan spell at Manchester United a day or two ago. Does that mean we're going to bring back Alvaro Fernandez as backup to Luke Shaw? Or is this to be believed that Benfica are interested in signing him? I wouldn't be surprised with both, to be honest with you. I think if he is a player that's going to be up for sale, then getting him back and getting him sold in January, again, is just going to allow us to, go out and reinvest that money in the January transfer window, if at all possible. Now, I'd never like seeing academy players being sold. However, we haven't seen an awful lot of Alvaro Fernandez. I don't know if he's going to be up to it. I don't know if he wants to be back up to Luke Shaw. If that's going to be the case, then I think it is probably right that we just sell him on if someone is looking to buy him in this January transfer window. Because what you're probably going to see there is you're probably going to see him stay out on loan, come back in the summer, and we just sell him anyway. Whereas we need the money now to reinvest it in, a striker, so on and so forth. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there with him. Garrett says, apparently United want Elise, but don't think he'll go. That's going to be a summer move, Garrett. Yeah, there's nothing in place for anybody. I think he is saying that he's going to stay put until the summer at least. Chris says, I think we should bring back Alvaro Fernandez. Can be a class player. It'd make sense with Reguilon gone, says Niall. I'd be watching to see Alvaro get some first-team chances. Seems like a good prospect. Again, like we said, we haven't seen an awful lot of him. I would love him to come in, and hit the ground running and, maybe rotate in and out with Luke Shaw. It's great to see. Garrett says, as a Liverpool fan, I enjoy your videos. I appreciate it, Garrett. Appreciate it, my man. But yeah, if you're new, guys, do hit the subscribe button. Get into the comments. Hit the thumbs up button as well. Anybody who hasn't done so already. Dan says, it's a shame there's no buy option for Sancho, but hopefully it works for him at Dortmund again. Yeah, we were speaking about that already. Mr. Royal says, listen, will ya... No matter who United, but the manager is piss poor. Okay, that makes no sense. Bugsy says, I'd take Overton over Anthony at the minute. Yeah. Mark is in. Good to see you, Mark. And Hector man just hit the follow button. Appreciate it, my man. Why do you mirror the camera? Why do I what? Why do I mirror the camera? I don't know what that means. But anyway. yeah, guys, that's it for tonight. I think it's been an interesting week for Manchester United. I do want to let everybody know as well, guys, before we go. I'm after getting a couple of videos sent to me already. Like I said, we are playing Wigan on Monday night. A new thing that we're doing for the channel is we're doing a match build-up video about an hour before the game. And it all comes from you, the people who watch the channel. And I think, I think it could be something really interesting, and I think it could be something just to give back for you. And basically what it is that you can give your opinions and your match previews to all of the Manchester United games coming up for the remainder of the season. All you have to do is take out your phone, put it in landscape mode, and record yourself for 60 seconds and let me know, what you think, what you'd like to see, maybe your predicted 11, and your score predictions as well. And I'm going to put them all together on Sunday night. And then Monday evening, about an hour before the game, I'm going to put it up as our match build-up video. Get people in excited about the game. So if you want to do it, I'd love for you to do it. Please do send me your 60-second clips of your match preview. Send it to me by email if possible. It's unitedcommunitychannel@outlook.com. Anybody on TikTok, you can get it on my homepage. Anybody on YouTube, you'll see my contact information on my homepage as well. United Community Channel. Take out your phone, put it in landscape mode, record yourself for 60 seconds, giving your match preview, and send them to me. Make sure you're on screen as well. I don't want that. If there's any blank screens with people's faces not in it, it doesn't make for a good video. So if you want to do that, please do send them to me. And if we can get 7 or 8 videos of 60 seconds, it's 7 or 8 minute video. The more we get, the better it will be. I'll put them all together, and we'll have a really good match build up video. And I'll do mine then as well. I'll do my little. I'll have my match. I'll have my match preview video up tomorrow as well in the afternoon, my full match preview video. So yeah, anybody on TikTok as well, please do send them to me. Like I said, I'd love to get I'm trying to make the channel as interactive as possible for you guys, the fans as well, because you are you're the viewers, you are the ones that watch. And if you weren't watching, I'd just be sitting here in a room talking into a camera to myself. So there you go. So yeah, send me on your match preview videos, and we'll get them uploaded. Looking forward to starting that little trend as well. Guys, thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. Smash the like button if you haven't already done so. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. Anybody on TikTok as well, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on the road to 7,000 subscribers. We're trying to hit 10,000 by the end of the season. Link is on my homepage. You'll see the YouTube button there. Just click it, hit subscribe. Helps out the channel an awful lot. We do an awful lot of content over there as well. So make sure you're subscribing there. And as well, anybody watching on YouTube, I've got all my social medias in the description of the video. Go follow us everywhere. And as well on TikTok, I've got my link on my homepage to all my social media accounts as well. So follow us wherever we are. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a great weekend. I'll have my match preview video coming up tomorrow afternoon. And make sure you check that out. And then, of course, we will be back Monday night for the watch along against Wigan, FA Cup, away to Wigan. Get me your match preview videos, and we'll get that uploaded as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. And I'll chat to you on Monday. Take it easy. Have a great weekend.